Uh, and if you tuned to the last stream, you saw that I was trying to walk from Edgewater to New Smyrna, the downtown of Edgewater, to New Smyrna, and I have made it. I didn't realize it, but Edgewater and New Smyrna are divided by something called the Garbity Canal, and I am currently over it. And I'm kind of basking in the fact that, number one, I made it. I'm very proud of that. Number two, this. I didn't realize it would be a historic plaque here, and it goes over the history of New Smyrna, generally speaking, where I'm not sure if you can see it, but in a nutshell, a group of Greeks, Spanish islanders, like from the Balearic Islands, and Italian islanders, like from Sardinia and Corsica. I know Corsica is in modern France, but they're still Italians. They founded New Smyrna. They were the first settlers here. And this city, despite being in Florida, and despite never being under a proper Mediterranean country, even during the Spanish era, it being very, very sparsely populated, it still has a lot of Mediterranean heritage. And I thought it'd be fun to talk about the Garbity Canal and its history with this historic plaque in the background. But then I saw something really funny, and it's this right here. This drawing says the natives and Europeans would be ashamed the direction NSB/Edgewater is going in. God help us all. And, you know, that kind of sentiment, it's pretty common. You hear a lot of people, when they're faced with change, they say that their ancestors, well, it's very common in human cultures to venerate your ancestors as something nearly divine, something that you're proud of, something that you should look to for guidance. You know, tradition is nothing but peer pressure from dead people. And it's funny to me, the idea that someone would go there and write that this place, Edgewater, I'm in Edgewater right now, but you can see New Smyrna right here, just across the canal at this historic looking house. The idea that the first European settlers, the ones from the Mediterranean, and the Native Americans who were displaced by them, would be ashamed. And I would ask, how would they even recognize the damn place? The world is a history of change, and it's a history of annihilation and change gone together. Nothing is ever really annihilated, part of humanity as long as humanity lives, but certainly parts of it are lost. And something that I feel like is definitely lost is the Mediterranean and native history of this area. So to say that they would be ashamed to see what New Smyrna has turned into, would they be ashamed because your city council is flying a gay pride flag from City Hall? Or would they be ashamed because everything they worked for, all of their history, every story, tradition, goal, dream, idea they had of the place they lived is gone? The person who wrote that probably had some sort of political or social motivation that made them want to say something like that, that wanted to make them call onto the original inhabitants of this land, who they can trace their settlement back to, and say, look how ashamed they'd be of everything that's happened. But I think it's more telling to think about in the sense that they'd be ashamed because they're gone. They have no real influence anymore. They have historic plaques, and maybe interesting architecture, maybe a few books, but that's it. Anyways, I'm doing a lot of yapping about the philosophy of assimilation, but I'm gonna actually try and crawl down into the canal. This is where the interesting part begins. And to answer the video title, if there's a New Smyrna, what happened to the Old Smyrna? Well, the Old Smyrna is located in modern Turkey. Hold on, I forgot I could just flip my camera around. The Old Smyrna is located in modern Turkey. It's the city of Izmir. In the 1920s and 1910s, all the Greeks who lived in the area were killed, forced to convert, or kicked out. Oh shit, there's a spider web. I can't crawl into the canal. But the Old Smyrna is still a major city today. Matter of fact, it's larger than it's ever been. But what made Old Smyrna so unique is gone. Its original people, its founders, Hold on, I'm just gonna set my phone up right here. While I try and crawl out of the canal. I'm terrified of spiders. Yeah. Ooh, feather. Ugh. Okay. You know, one thing that I really find funny when people try to appeal to tradition to make me do stuff is realizing that tradition fills in the spots where rationality can't. When you have no real reason to do something, but you feel the need to do it because you've seen other people do it, you just call it tradition. Maybe I could crawl down that portion. I hope these people don't mind, but I'm just gonna use their property a little bit. Check this out. I don't think it'd be wise to walk all the way down there because, you know, those massive holes mean massive crabs, and massive crabs means massive chunks ripped out of my flesh if I step in the wrong spot. Yeah, look at that. Hold on. Look at that big boy. Oh, shit, mosquito. Oh, shit, that's a massive spider web. Wow, didn't even notice. Yeah. I'm a bit overheated. That's why I'm yapping. Three canals, including this one, ran east-west with a provided irrigation drainage for hemp, rice, and cotton. You know, I really do like Florida's history because it's kind of a crossroads between the Caribbean in the sense that it was originally colonized by the Spanish. It was a place of pirates and outlaws. It's faced a lot of slavery, and all the Native Americans were annihilated. But I also like the fact that it also reflects Anglo-American history and that building something from nothing. Hi.